Well, well, well. Good morning, humanity. It is January 31st, 2022, and it's our favorite time of the week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, everybody. This is Paul.
Good morning. This is Bev.
Hello, Bev, on this last day of January.
Can you believe that?
1 month down the tubes.
Wow. I hope I did something worthwhile in the last 30
Well, you
days.
moved, found your own place, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
So if any of you are ever out here in Arizona and want to go to Tombstone, Arizona, Bev would be happy to give you a tour of downtown Tombstone. It'll take you a whopping
Right.
5 minutes.
Not if you stop at Big Nose
Well,
Kate's.
then I was going to say, then you end up
That's an
at
all-day thing.
yeah, at all the different bars and hoop
Shops and
shops
yeah,
downtown.
it's fun. It's fun.
So anyhow, we're going to talk about a little Shakespeare quote: "To sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, that is the rub."
That is the rub.
So write in the comments what you even think that means. So I remember years we studied just that one line. It was very interesting. But
Yeah.
we had a workshop just on Thursday night that talked about sleep, insomnia, and this whole situation. And both of us were just inspired, right?
Oh, yeah, it was very interesting because we both went when Martha started talking about some of the causes of insomnia. Man,
Yeah, it just, and her whole main thing was a lot of cortisol. Cortisol was whacked out. Cortisol
yep.
levels were whacked out, and metabolic processes not working correct. Your whole gut biome, in all those situations. And our number one research project showed that BioTouch regulates cortisol levels.
Amazing, huh?
So we wanted to just go over that again and share it, especially the detail of the research that Kenneth Stevenson did at the University of
Yes,
Texas at Tyler. And every time we read it, we notice something new.
I know. It's amazing.
Yeah. So, one of the things that we want to make sure you learn about here is her stress chart that she did. And again, we're going to talk about how she found this chart to be true with all these stressors in life, which creates chronic stress and cortisol dysregulation if we just deal with that part of it right now. And she did this research project that, and just wanted to go over some of the things she talked about after. So she did this huge questionnaire, that measured 8 domains, right? 4 of them were physical and 4 of them were emotional. And all 8 improved. And then she took hormone testing. She pricked your finger. She did saliva. You ever done saliva testing?
No, no, I don't want to know my DNA.
Well, it wasn't for DNA. It was for cortisol level testing
Right.
and hormone testing. So you
Yeah.
take this little tube, right? And you put saliva into this tube, and you have to fill the tube about 3/4 full.
Oh,
Try putting saliva into anything, and all of a sudden you dry up.
yeah. I
You
was
think
gonna
you got a lot
say.
of saliva, but then you go to put this tube in there, and it's like it's literally, so you got to put things in your mouth, or
Oh my
just to
goodness.
get the saliva. It was really funny. We
I
did
had
it.
I was thinking the swab.
Oh, no, no, no! You have to put saliva into the
Ah,
tube, and
no.
it's very difficult to do.
Yeah.
You think it'd be easy. Oh, I got a lot of saliva, but so
Uh-uh.
at the over
Not
there at
when you need
home,
it.
go ahead and try it right when you need it. Anyhow, she did saliva testing, blood spot testing, and did this questionnaire. Did 8 weeks of BioTouch. All 8 domains improved, and cortisol levels started to regulate. Then she did 4 weeks of no BioTouch and found out that the physical parts of the domain stayed improved. The emotional ones sort of wobbled and some of them went back to baseline. And to her, that was a sure sign that BioTouch was having a physiological effect that didn't have to do with belief. And I think
Right.
that was a key hearing her, that, you didn't have to believe in biotouch for it to have an effect. So we were going over this little thing here today too about what she found out from just the testimonials from the people she worked with. These were women, postmenopausal women. When she talked about metabolism, a fair number of these women lost weight when they were in the study. They were amazed by that. Now that's interesting. They weren't trying to lose weight, and we've seen that over the years, haven't we? I mean,
Yes.
I remember Sandy Totaro lost
Sandy, yeah.
like 150 pounds. Um, Even Charlotte, who came off of her pump. How many
gosh, yes.
milligrams was she on a day?
Oh, shoot, 5.
Right. She had
5 units a month from a pump.
Yeah. And
went down to what, 1?
Yeah.
Threw
And
away
got rid of the pump. Right.
Yep.
So her glucose and insulin levels started to regulate, along with her being able to lose some weight. Now, what about stress skin? It says many of the patients reported a sense of calmness, a sense of well-being, a sense of serenity, a sense of peace, a decrease in restlessness, irritability, or agitation when they got BioTouch. That was interesting.
Wow.
So just the stress levels, perceptible stress levels, if you didn't even measure cortisol.
Right.
And we notice that pre and post session with people. Don't you notice that when people after a session?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, when I wake them up off the table after doing the back set, and you're like glassy eyed.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have had so many recipients come back and tell me that night they had the best night's sleep they've had in a long time.
Yes. We hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Or they go home and they just feel wasted and they pass out and they take this long 2-hour nap or something.
Yeah.
So testimonial wise, even we've heard how it helps you sleep. And the interesting thing about the research that when we did it is here's the stress research chart. You can see we had 4 locations. Amity, which was a drug rehab community, huge amount of stress there. You can see they had the highest level of stress. California, Hawaii, and Arizona, and everybody had a lessening of stress. And I don't have the chart here, but everyone also had increased energy levels.
Mm.
And that, to be less stressed, more calm, and have more energy, that's a key.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So BioTouch actually shows with the clinical research that there was a lessening of stress and a leveling out of the cortisol levels, while also increasing interleukin 12 levels. And we've always wondered, well, what is interleukin 12? And sure enough, in this article that Kenna talked about, she said, interleukin 12, IL-12, is a substance in the body that helps kill tumors. The potential for mutations in the genes to group together in a mass or tumor and develop blood vessels to feed them can flourish in an environment of low interleukin 12 levels, and she found an increase in interleukin 12 levels.
Right.
So just those 2 things in the research,
cortisol
regulation and an improvement in interleukin 12.
Interleukin 12. And we might want to mention with interleukin 12, as we've said many times, you can't take that from an outside source. It's the body produces interleukin 12. And the fact that BioTouch raised those levels, regulated those levels in this group, speaks volumes to me about the power of BioTouch. It actually, it helps the body to do what it needs to do. That's the beauty of BioTouch. Just by those simple, using those sets of points on the body helps the body to do what it needs to do. That's amazing to me.
Eileen just chimed in on Facebook here. She says, I feel crazy, relaxed, and energized at the same time.
Yeah.
Man, I like that crazy relaxed.
I know. That's something to achieve, isn't it? Well, you know what Martha, having her presentation on Thursday night, it was funny because we both were came to the same aha moment when all of the um, uh, things that can cause insomnia are all of these major points. We picked those exact sets of points to teach that evening.
Right.
But the cortisol was one of those main things that she brought up, which has to do with inflammation in the body. And we know that inflammation is a real catalyst for so many autoimmunes, and just having that inflammation in the body, getting into the organs, whatever, the joints. That is really, really amazing to me that BioTouch in Kenna's study regulated the cortisol levels. Martha said that it definitely is an issue with insomnia, the inflammation, and then of course the blood sugar she even mentioned, our metabolism set. Every single thing that Martha talked about on Thursday night about insomnia is related to, it was really very cool for me. I'm like, wow, we are on the right track here.
So again, we want to encourage you. So go to our website, justtouch.com, and in the health conditions section up on top, there's a drop-down menu. Click on insomnia. You can watch that full interview with Martha, and we show the points for the next month, for the month of February 2022. You can download for free the workbook that we went over in that particular workshop. It's justtouch.com/workbook. And if you're interested in becoming a member, you can have all of our workbooks for free, along with the entire manual in a PDF version with links to the video on how to do this. This is a no-brainer, folks. This is not something that takes rocket science. You don't have to go to a lot of classes and sign up for thousands of dollars worth of how to heal and how to focus and how to energize yourself. You can just take this with you immediately and start practicing it.
Right.
There's no
and be effective immediately.
Right.
Yep.
Immediately. There's no time frame with this. So, you can do it at home. The kids can do it with you. You can do it with the kids just before bedtime. Imagine taking. I was just watching young Sheldon, right? Mom comes in and she leans over. Oh, good night. God bless you. And, oh, good night. Sweet dreams and stuff. And I was just thinking, wow, what if it was, oh, good night, as you do the greeting, and even if all you did was A of the headset?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Imagine.
Well, how many moms have told us that, golly, I did BioTouch before bedtime with my kid, and right. I couldn't believe, slept through the night, and really relaxed. And yeah, you're right. And it's have a little nighttime story, prayers and BioTouch before you go to sleep.
There we go, the new line. Prayers and BioTouch every evening.
Have you done your prayers? Okay, now let's do your BioTouch.
Prayers, BioTouch, and a little warm milk. Isn't that the And so milk. What we're also saying too, and that's a good point, add whatever you want. If you do, Martha's whole program, and she does all kinds of analysis and things like that. Those are all fine. We're not saying stop all these things just to do BioTouch, but right. Certainly you can add BioTouch, and it doesn't cost you anything. It just takes a few minutes, and we're here to help you learn it. So let me see. So even if all you did was the greeting, and so Bev is going to tell us how to do point 1, and I'll tell you how to do point 2, and you just follow along here.
Okay. So of course we wash our hands before we start a session, however long that's going to be. BioTouch is taking the first 2 fingers of each hand, lightly touching specific points on the body and holding them 6 to 8 seconds. So point 1 is locate right at the bottom of the breastbone. There's a soft tissue. You're going to hold very lightly, like a butterfly, your first 2 fingers of your dominant hand. This is the only time you're going to use one hand and a specific hand. So your dominant hand, right or left-handed. Hold those 2 fingers very lightly at that soft tissue just below the breastbone or the sternum and hold 6 to 8 seconds. That's point 1.
And point 2, you take that same dominant hand, I'm left-handed, and you go if you go down your neck and you lean your head forward, there's a big bone that pops out called C7. If you go just to the left of that, about an inch to an inch and a half, you hold with those same 2 fingers for 6 to 8 seconds. And you've done the greeting.
And boy, does your body love that, huh?
Yeah. And people say just doing the greeting, they feel this sense of well-being, this energy. People who so-called can perceive energy and feel energy, they go, man, those are powerful points, just the greeting.
They really are.
So we've just seen it. We don't need to see energy. We don't need to perceive energy. We don't need to know about energy. We don't need to see auras. We don't need to see colors. But over and over and over, for 33 years for me, I hear over and over how people, just with that greeting, you can just watch them. Their body relaxes, And it's interesting here. Eileen says, yeah, well, you brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your teeth. And that always reminds me of people who say, well, can you become addicted to BioTouch?
I hope so.
Yeah, well, it's sort of like, well, are we addicted to this body? Are we addicted to light? Are we addicted to eating food?
Feeling wonderful.
Yeah, there's certain things while we're in this body that we're addicted to. Like it or not, it might not be the most spiritual thing in the world to say I'm addicted, but you're here and there's certain things you need to do to keep this body going. Well, we think we need to do. There's these guys out there in the Himalayas who are sitting around with no clothes and there's heat around them in the middle of a snowstorm, and they live on one piece of brown rice.
A grain of rice.
Grain of rice. I'm not able to do that yet, so I need BioTouch.
You have BioTouch. And there's a lot worse addictions than feeling cared for, feeling less stress, and your body being in love.
Right. There you go. So if love is an addiction, count us in. All right. Yeah. And BioTouch is an expression of that love. And it's with that simple expression of just touch, and the research shows it, that we can begin to allow these bodies to enjoy the game of life, to enjoy playing on this earth, to be happy, healthy, and loved. BioTouch really is. It's time. It's time for BioTouch. Yep. The time has come.
Yep.
So we encourage you all to practice. We encourage you to get hold of us. If you have any questions, we're here, justtouch.com. Anything else? I think I'm tired just talking about it.
I know. I think I'm going to take a nap, though.
Thank you all for joining us. And again, to sleep, perchance to dream. That is the rub. See you all next week.
Thank you, everyone.
On to the sun. They come here every day. They do a lot of touching, and they do it without pay. They all do it gladly because they are so sweet. Bless the staff of practitioners down on Pima Street. Once they all had ailments, stress and other things. They know how to get relief. That's what BioTouching brings. They love helping others, people like you and me. Bless the staff